What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the boxing clinic. It looks like Bob Arum back on that bullshit again, saying that he's saying that after Jeff Horn, Manny Pacquiao, if he looks good versus Jeff Me So Horny, he wants to put Pacquiao in with I think he's number 3 IBF ranked Konstantin Ponomarev. Yes, the same Konstantin Ponomarev who passed up on an Errol Spence number 1 contender fight for the IBF title. I guess this is a world title, so why would the Russian pass up this? He was just, I think he just was sanctioned a number 1 mandatory fight to Errol Spence's IBF strap versus another virtual unknown in the U.S. I forget his name. And the tripped out part is the fact that Bob Arum says Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, etc. The PBC fighter does nothing on the pay-per-view scales. He said at best they moved the scales to 300 to 400K, and basically that's not good enough for them to make that fight. So they're not looking to make the fight with the PBC star. So basically he's already looking for another cherry-picked opponent in Konstantin Ponomarev. If you see him fight, he's not in the league of Pacquiao, and I'm not even 100% sure that he beats Jeff Horn. So to me, that's another huge step back if Pacquiao looks impressive. And it looks like Pacquiao has a different agenda from his promoters as far as, who he wants to fight. It looks like he continuously wants to fight, Floyd Mayweather. That's the fight he wants. But I think Bob Arum, the first time it took so long and complicated to make that fight, and now that Floyd is the clear A side, he's not going to make that fight and put it back on Showtime and all that shit again. So it ain't going to work. So for him, basically, for him, he's basically doing what his master Bob Arum say and Michael Collins and getting money grab. This fight would definitely be an ESPN fight. I don't even think HBO will even touch this shit. I don't even know they was willing to touch the Jeff Horn fight. This probably for a simple reason. It was in Brisbane. It's Australia's biggest fight. So where's they said this fight may take place in the Philippines. So that might be the selling point for Pacquiao there. But at the end of the day, he should just go on a fucking world tour versus mid to low level grade guys, which it seems like he's doing right now, and just collect a check, fight every 4 or 5 weeks and cash out. He'll be a good world seller around the world, especially a European tour, and just cash out. If you're not going to fight, you're not going to pass the torch to Terrence Crawford, get out the game. That's pretty much my message to Manny Pacquiao. And he don't want to pass the torch to Terrence Crawford, He don't want to pass the torch to Keith Thurman. None of those guys, He knows he's going to get fucking beat into a motherfucking pulp. He's going to get put into an early grave. At the end of the day, now they talking about Konstantin Ponomarev. I think that's a direct slap in guys' face that really want to fight Manny Pacquiao, really earn the fight, like my man's Terrence Crawford. But like I said, they're not going to pass that torch. It's over with. I think it's time to move on from the Crawford-Pacquiao talk and move on to the Crawford, Keith, and Errol Spence talk. This is your boy CJ Goodfellow with the Boxing Clinic. We gone.